Hello, what's up? Welcome back. Today, I'm doing another Jim Blossom song. This one is Follow You Down. They have a lot of really good songs, so I have to try to space it out. I can't just do too many Jim Blossom things at once. I have to, trickle it in there a little bit. Anyway, enough said. Hold on. Okay, microphone's on. Good. Enough of that said, enough of my rambling. Let's get into this. I'm excited to talk about this.
Is all we need. I can't really help it if my tongue's all tied in knots. Jumping off a bridge, it's just the farthest that I've ever been.
Okay, let's stop it there for a second. Let's talk about this first verse. In the first verse, it says, Did you see the sky? I think it means we're lost. Maybe one last time is all we need." We'll start there. I take that as, well, many ways, but if I'm gonna get really literal with it, which I might, if you ever think look like when they chart the sky and the constellations and the stars to find direction, like you see that in movies, especially prehistoric movies when they're like, there's this constellation and that star, which means if I go here, it takes me to this location, and they use it to chart direction. So one could take that as him using that as a way to say that they look up, you see where the constellations are, where the stars are, and you realize you're not where you meant to be. I'd say it's like a metaphor for saying, a metaphor? It's a way of saying that you're not where you meant to be, and then maybe one last time is all we need is basically we're not where we meant to be, but maybe if we try again, we can actually find what we were trying to get to. And that kind of goes into where he leads into, I can't really help it if my tongue is all tied in knots. Jumping off a bridge just the farthest I've ever been. And then basically when you put it all together, they're going into uncharted territory, and he really has no idea what to say, which is why he feels like his tongue's all tied in knots, he can't say the right thing, doesn't really know what to say, because he's trying to emphasize to this person that, this is new for me, and the craziest thing I've ever done, the farthest I've ever gone, is jumping off the bridge. I've never really gone out that far and explored that much, so to speak. Anyway, let's keep going.
Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Any place but those I know by heart. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. I'll follow you down, but not that far.
Okay, so let's get into the chorus. When he says, anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Any place but those I know by heart. And then he says the same thing, but then he says, I'll follow you down, but not that far. I like to think that he's expressing two different thoughts there. It's two different thoughts, but they're kind of connected. And they both, but they also express two different feelings, but also the same resolve, or the same, I guess the same restrictions or limits on those feelings. Because when he says, I'll follow you down, but any place but those I know by heart, I take that as, I'm willing to follow you, but I'm willing not to, I don't want to retrace the same ground. I don't want to step into this, go to the same territory. I don't want to just do the same things over and over again. And I guess one could also use this whole thing's a metaphor for their relationship and the places their relationship is going. And the whole thing is basically, him basically stating up front, but stating blatantly at this point, I'm willing to follow you, but I'm not willing to just do the same things over again. And that goes into the second line of that, where he says, I'll follow you down, but not that far. Which, again, two different thoughts, but it's expressing the same feeling, in that there are limits to his devotion, and there are limits to how far he's willing to go for this person. It's like the Jim Blossom's version of Meatloaf's "I would do anything for love," and like I do anything, but I won't do that. He's basically saying there are his limits. He'll follow you down as long as we're not retreading the same steps, and I'll follow you down unless you're willing to go too far, and then after that, I won't follow you anymore. I can't do that, and I refuse to. It's basically him standing his ground and stating his boundaries. Let's go.
I know we're headed somewhere I can see how far we've come, but still I can't remember anything. Let's not do the wrong thing, and I'll swear it might be fun. It's a long way down when all the knots we tied have come undone.
Okay, before we get back into the chorus, let's talk about the second verse here. Are you excited? I'm excited. And he says, "I know we've headed. I know we've headed somewhere. I can see how far we've come, but still I can't remember anything." Listen. Okay, let's break that part down. I know. Basically he's like, I can see that obviously at this point we've progressed, we've grown, we've gotten farther, we've come further than we did before. But it kind of like I don't really know how we got here. Basically, is what he's saying. We've gotten to this place, and I can see there's progression, but I don't really remember how we got to that place. Because sometimes when you go from one point to another in life, so to speak, you can it's like you can't really always remember all the steps that got you there, but you know that you're at a different place than where you started. But sometimes, like when you're doing the day-to-day stuff, you don't always keep track of it all. So he's kind of like, it's kind of hazy at this point. Which then, when he says in the second part, let's not do the wrong thing, and I swear it might be fun. It's a long way down when all the knots we've tied have come undone. Basically, I take that as no, let's not do the wrong thing, and I swear it might be fun. Maybe let's try to essentially do what's right, do what is moral, what is ethical, maybe what will be good for both of us, and it might be fun to do that. Basically suggesting, let's again tying back into what he's saying, let's do something different for once. Maybe instead of like messing up all the time, let's try doing the right thing for once in our lives. Which also ties into it's a long way down when all the nights we've tied have come undone. Basically, I take that as like when all the tangles you've been in, when all the controversy, the drama, all the misdeeds maybe you've committed, when it all comes undone, when all these things you've woven in your life, like just dissipate and unravel. Basically, when your life unravels, everything's gonna fall down. It all falls apart, and maybe it's like you're saying we can prevent that if we do the right thing. Because basically, I think that's kind of what it is. It's like maybe we can do the right thing. It could be fun because it'll destroy us if all these things we've done eventually unravel. Yeah.
Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Any place but those I know by heart. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. I'll follow you down, but not that far. Artificial pain. Are they gonna find us lying face down in the sand? So what the hell now? We've already been forever damned.
Okay, let's get into this last verse before we wrap this whole thing up. So when he said like, How you gonna ever find your place running at an artificial pace? Let's start there. Um, so I take that as like, he's like, how are you ever gonna figure out where you belong when you're not really actually moving forward or progressing or trying? You're just like, you're putting on the appearance of trying, of progressing, but you're not really putting the effort forward to get yourself to where you need to go. And basically, also when he's saying, are they gonna find us laying face down in the sand? So what the hell no? Basically like, no, you're not gonna get there. But then this is also kind of a separate, unconnected thought, because this song is also kind of, if you notice, filled with quite a few non sequiturs. Like the first two lines are often a different thought or expression from the second line, but there's a way that they all kind of connect all together. And he says, are we gonna find us laying face down in the sand? Basically, are they gonna find us dead? Are we gonna fail? Are we gonna be ruined? Is that how we're gonna be remembered? Is that how they're going to find us? So what the hell now? We've already been forever damned. Basically, he's like, how are you ever going to change or grow if you don't put that effort forward and you're just like basically pretending to do so? And are we just going to end up in ruin? But ultimately, doesn't really matter because it seems like we've already been damned, and this is our fate to fall into ruin and to fall all the way down together. And there's no turning back for us, or no way out, essentially. I kind of take it as that. Yeah, so what the hell now? We've already been forever damned. I kind of take it that way, but let's keep going.
Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. I'll follow you down, but not that far. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. Any praise for those I know by heart. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. I'll follow you down, but not that far. Follow you down, but not that far.
Okay, that was the Gin Blossoms, Follow You Down. I really enjoy that song. I think there's a lot you can take away from it, especially I think it's a great idea for it's a great metaphor for what you're willing to do for somebody and how far you're willing to go, and maybe trying to rebuild yourself and grow from where you've been to where you think you can be, but also wondering if no matter what you try, is it all going to fail anyway? And is this going to fail? Is our relationship going to fail? Are we going to fail? And if we do fail, will we fail together? Will we at least have each other when we do it? But I'm not willing to let you drag me down with you, so to speak. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? Do you have your own thoughts on the song? Anything you think that I missed? Like, I like to hear about it. Let me know in the comments section. I will try to get to responding to you as quickly as I can. If I can't always respond, I will always still read it and give it a like if I like it. Anyway, until next time, I'll talk to you later. Peace.
We were born for tonight.